What's going on? My name is Starkastik, and you're watching the Beat Shine. Hip hop was in a different form growing up, man. It was just like something we look forward to, especially being in the hood, growing up without a lot of money. Like, that's the one thing we did. We took our little bit of money that we had and just went and brought the cassette tapes. And I remember listening to like Nas and Curious George, and I mean these guys just put me through a lot of hard times that I couldn't deal with, and listen to music and just zone out, and that was like my getaway. Nas, the second album, the first time I heard the second album, man, it was just like it was written. It was just like the first time I played that, man, I just kept repeating it. It was just, I don't know, the feeling I got from that song was amazing, man. It was just the beat, just the way he flowed and everything. It was just, it kind of like changed my life, man. From that point, I was just like, yo, this is what I want to do, man. I guess punchlines what drove me. I remember listening to Mad Skills, and man, his punchlines was just so creative, and it was just like every time I heard his lines, it's like, man, I wish I could have thought of that. That's something that I want to do. I want to spit a bar where you got to really think about what he's saying, and the cleverness behind it is what really drove me, man. Same thing with like Curious George. He did the same thing back in the day, and he happened to be like a Spanish rapper, so that gave me hope, man. We started off in like the high school ciphers, man. It started off real small, man, and it was only a few of us in the beginning outside of the high school, and before you know it, a couple years later, everybody was just doing the whole same style, punchline and back to back. And it was like more of a competitive cipher over a battle. So it was just like kind of like a battle where everybody was going back and forth, but everybody gave each other their own space. So I first started with Arch Rival. We started in high school together, and I noticed him behind me one day writing raps, and I turned to him and said, "You write?" And he kind of tried to like hide his raps, and I was just like, I brought it out of him. So after that, like when I first started, I had him doing ad-libs for me, backing me up, and before you know it, we had Waze always in the picture. He started joining in, and he started behind the scenes writing, and then we come across On Point, which was like a freestyler. He never wrote a rap in his life. He just freestyled, and we just had this cipher one day, and he ran through everybody until it came to me and him, and we just kept going back and forth, and it got to a point where it was like a stalemate. So the very next day, I ended up linking up with him again. I was like, yo, dude, you got to write some raps. So we got to put something together on wax. And we sat down, and I didn't leave his house till he wrote his first rap, man. And at that time, he named himself On Point, man, and we formed Meta-4. My father was a religious person, so it was just like he never... I don't know if he thought it was something that was evil, or he never really backed me when it came to the music. But, after a while, we started getting fans from everywhere. I had people contact me from all across the world. And as I got older, he started getting more involved and, just supporting a little bit more. So to me, everything has always been punchlines, man. And it's always that one punchline when people stop and like, oh, you heard what he said, and they bring the song back and like, yo, did you listen to that? And that's always been the greatest feeling for me when I kind of like trick somebody, but after a while they get what I'm saying, and that's always been the spark for me, man. We did like a signing one time with Pharoah Monch and Mos Def. I've been on stage with Evil D, Black Moon, Wordsworth, Punchline. I mean, I did a lot of shows with like a lot of pioneers in the game, man. So to me, that was a lot of paying dues, I think I'm most proud of the circle I came into now, man. Like, as Meta-4, we always held ourselves accountable. We weren't like, we always kind of spoke against the whole drug dealing and the gun talk, especially because where we came from, that was common. So everybody kind of like relates to that and, wants to say a cool gun bar or cool talking about selling drugs, but we never like represent that. We actually dropped the songs that were against that because we kind of felt like that wasn't clever. It was just easy to do. So at this moment I'm actually doing, I'm doing like, I wouldn't call it Christian rap. I would call it faith rap, because I'm a man of faith now at this point. So I hold myself accountable for what I say. So I'm not just gonna grab the mic and say, yo, you know, I'm spitting these gun bars or I'm selling these drugs, because anybody could say that, man. And I feel like there's a lot of little kids, you know, watching us and seeing the moves that we do. And I'd rather inspire somebody and hold accountability to my words. So at this moment where I'm at right now, I kind of like, I feel more passionate in what I'm doing, man, because I hold myself accountable for what I say. I could just hope to inspire somebody as far as walking in faith, man. And, you know, it ain't all about what the people say on Hot 97, man. You know, everything on Hot 97 is showing this cliche and this fad and all that. I hope that I could actually inspire somebody going through a rough time and you know, coming from where I come from, listening to the music and knowing that there's another way out besides just doing what everybody else is doing, man.